Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of really interesting bodybuilding updates. As you can see guys, I'm back from my vacation, I'm well rested, I'm tanned and fat, and ready to talk some bodybuilding today because we got quite a few of very interesting bodybuilding updates. So guys, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel because today you're gonna get two videos at least. In this video, the first video, we're gonna talk about a Samson Dauda physique update in which Samson looks absolutely huge, but is he running late with the condition? So at one point of this prep for Samson Dauda, I was like, he looks solid for 20-ish weeks out, or like 16 weeks out more like is when he started the prep. I was like, this is good. This is a good starting point as long as he keeps chipping away consistently throughout the whole prep, which didn't happen in the past, not always. Sometimes he would look amazing at the beginning of his prep, or even at like 16 weeks out, 12 weeks out, 10 weeks out, 8 weeks out, even up to like 6 weeks out, and then he would just stop responding, stop changing, looking the same, not good enough for the stage. In this situation, comparing his current look to his 16 weeks out look, I don't think he changed too much. This here is just one snippet, one photo. Let's take a look at a video as well. So here you can see what his conditioning looks like from behind. Now, Samson is generous enough to show us his weakest point. His back is definitely his weakest body part in terms of muscularity, in terms of development. His lats are really small. Like, he has huge delts and arms and traps, and like his hamstrings, his legs from behind are looking huge. So the pose itself doesn't look that bad, especially when he's in condition for his standards. But the back itself, the lats are really tiny. And that's really his only weak point, probably, in my opinion. So he's showing us this. And again, it's not just the back, it's the conditioning. It's the conditioning from the back, especially in the glutes. His glutes are never really in shape. They were in solid shape once in 2024 at the Mr. Olympia. It was a good conditioning, especially for Samson, his best conditioning of all time. But he never had like Derek Lansford glutes or even Nick Walker glutes. No. His glutes are always pretty soft. And at this point right now, at 12 weeks out, they're still soft. Now, if this was, for example, Nick Walker or Derek Lansford or even Hide Japan, I would be like, for 12 weeks out, this is good. He has enough time to get shredded. This is spot on. But for Samson, it's not so much about what he looks like right now. What I'm trying to see here is how fast is his body changing. From when he started the prep at 16 weeks out to now, I don't see any massive improvements. And 4 weeks can be plenty of time to actually get quite a bit leaner. And that's usually my approach with my athletes, especially the initial start of the prep. I like to push things a little bit harder. I prefer to get my guys in condition, and girls in condition fast, soon, not complete in condition, of course, but get them quite a bit leaner and then play with the food, increase the food if possible. Because body is way more responsive when it's leaner. And again, I don't think you're losing any size if you're doing that. So maybe he's being conservative. He's trying to keep the body fat loss as slow as possible, which I don't know if it's the right strategy for him because he doesn't even know if he'll get in shape ever. So if I was him, I would definitely be more aggressive about it. And if I see some massive weight loss or size loss, I would just slow things down, play with it. This, what I'm seeing right here, again, it would be good for 12 weeks out if it was anybody else. But for Samson, I don't think his body is changing fast enough. Maybe he should ramp things up a little, test his body, see how it responds, and then slow down maybe. But again, he does look big. He's huge. His arms look massive. His hamstrings as well. His legs overall are pretty big. So overall, he does have a lot of size. Comparing this to his last year's off-season, or actually the prep, not really the off-season, do I think he added a ton of size? I mean, I don't see any big difference right here in this update. But right now, he's probably pushing for conditions, so he's probably flat, and we can't really see how big he actually is. Eventually, when he's completely ready for the stage and shredded, if he doesn't make the same mistake like last year, we'll hopefully see how much he actually progressed. But from this photo right here, I think this is just the, good old Samson Dauda with his usual condition for 12 weeks out. We'll see how this will play out. Am I too happy with this update? Not really. But does it look terrible? Absolutely not. We'll see. Whatever you guys think about this, tell me down below in the comment section. All right, next up, we got some TAMPA Pro talk. And basically, the first thing we got is Justin Compton coming out and making this video about TAMPA and basically trying to shed some light on the other competitors who are doing this show outside of Nick Walker and Joe Palacios. Now, you guys know that this so-called rivalry took a life of its own. Everybody's talking about Nick versus Joe, and I don't even know where was this, what are we basing this on, other than the fact that Joe is a freak. I mean, Joe never won a pro show, never was compared to any of the top guys, and Nick is the top 3 Olympian, potentially, maybe even higher than that. But that's what's the hype right now, and it kind of makes things fun, to be honest, because we can be pretty sure that Nick Walker is winning the TAMPA Pro, but we don't know if anybody can push him, and the only guy that somehow might have a chance to do that could be Joe Palacios, and that's where this whole hype comes from. But basically in this video, Justin, even though he's Joe Palacios' coach, he isn't happy with the way things are being handled right now by the media outlets, and he's right for that, for sure. Let's check out one part of what Justin has to say.
Today I want to talk about TAMPA, not in the way that the media has covered TAMPA, and I'm hoping I can kind of shift that curve a little bit with this video. This video is about the other competitors. This is something I feel like that has been left out, that's not really been talked about, and it's something I feel like it needs to be talked about. There's a lot of media outlets out there, and everyone is just trying to squeeze as much as they can out of this, and that's great too. Trust me, I appreciate the coverage. Joe does, Nick does, we all do. But I want to bring a little bit of light to some of the other guys.
Again, he's absolutely right. I have nothing to say, really. I mean, nobody's talking about any of the other guys who are doing this show in the lineup. At a TAMPA Pro is super, super deep. So many notable names, man. But yes, in my opinion, the only guy that might have a chance, who has the best chance to challenge Nick Walker could be Joe Palacios, and maybe I don't think I can say James can really challenge Nick Walker, but he has a chance of placing second. I am not even sure if Joe Palacios will place second, but he's a wild card. He's a dark horse, the only guy that we don't really know how will stack up against Nick and might have a chance to actually push him. But that being said, we all know that. Let's check out the other guys that Justin mentioned in this video. I'm not going to play the whole video of Justin. It's a 10-minute long video. I'm going to talk about all the guys that he just mentioned because some of them actually look absolutely crazy right now. But let's start from the number 1 guy. Again, Nick Walker, most likely, very, very likely to be the winner of this show. It's almost a certain win for Nick. However, Justin has one comment regarding that, and he definitely has a point. Check this out.
One thing I do want to point out, since we're talking about strategy, our strategy is still going to be the same. We know when you throw unknown variables to the mix, it can either be great or it can be a disaster. I'm not taking pokes by any means because I actually respect this guy. Nick has a new coach, and he's going with a new strategy. So that could be the next Hani Rambod, Phil Heath, and it could work out beautifully. He just kick our ass and show us, what's up. Or it could be a flop. Maybe they don't nail it on their first time together. So that's something else that comes into play versus me and Joe have been together in every single show. I mean, literally every single show we have improved. And I think we're going to show that again this time. Again, it's not me taking a poke at Prod because I respect the work that he's done, and he has a very, very good track record. But it is his first time working with Nick. That could go one way or the other. And that's a wild card. That's a factor that no one's actually brought up.
He is absolutely right. We have no idea what Nick Walker will look like with this guy, with his new coach, Prab, who might be a great coach, but again, this is not certain. If it was Nick working with Guy Sternino again, then it would be lights out, no doubt about it. But this way, things can go wrong. We saw them go wrong last year with Kyle Wilkes completely, with Matt Jansen before as well. So nothing is certain. But based on Nick's current look, it seems like he's going to be in good shape, good enough shape, unless something backfires completely in that last week. He's going to be good. But if he fails, the next guy in line is probably Joe Pilacius, who has probably the most size after Nick in this lineup, and has the freak factor. He's always in condition. He packed on a ton of size this past off season. Other than these two guys, to Justin's point, the next guy in line would be, in my opinion, like I said before, probably James Hollinshead, who completely revived his physique at the Portugal Pro. He looked bigger than ever with just good enough conditioning. He didn't even plan on doing this show. His plan was TAMPA, actually, but he felt like he looked good, so he jumped into this show and he almost won. He's doing China, a pro show in China in 2 weeks from now, and after that, it's going to be TAMPA. So anything is possible with James. He could be the one actually placing second to Nick, but yeah, James is a phenomenal bodybuilder when he is on, when he is big and full and conditioned enough, when he doesn't lose all of his size or comes in super soft. He is that good. So he could be second here, but we'll see. The next guy that I personally would have in line here would probably be Colossus Ken, man, because this guy, he turned pro, I think, 2 years ago. He already had his pro debut, New York Pro last year. He looked good, but it seems like he also put on a lot of size in the past off season. This was at 5 weeks out, and this was phenomenal. This looked crazy. Look at it. Look at the fullness, man. The fullness, the symmetry, the proportions, the roundness, the size, simply. He has it all, man. He looks really freaking good right now, and he could be the one to potentially beat Joe Pilacius and play second in this lineup. And James as well. Do I see him beating Nick Walker? No. Even though in these two photos, he looks like he could be challenging Nick, because he looks like he has a ton of size, crazy fullness, roundness, small waist, good aesthetics, a lot of size, and good conditioning for 5 weeks out. So this guy could potentially be second, or, I don't know, fight for first based on these photos. But I think he usually looks better in his IG photos compared to on stage. But I think he also made some progress, so he might look really good this year at a Tampa Pro. Now, the next guy we got to talk about that I had no idea was actually doing this show, that's Joan Pradells, who right now, I don't know what to say. Does he look better? I would say he looks huge. He looks big and full. And I had no idea that he was doing this show, mainly because I didn't even realize he was prepping for a show. His conditioning doesn't really look like he's doing a show anytime soon. This looks like he's pretty deep into his off season, but that's the thing with John. He was actually pretty much softer. Let's put it that way. Let's use that word in his off season than he is right here. So he gets quite a bit chubby and he never really gets conditioned, and this is what he looks like from behind right now. The glutes are really more like, I don't know. Last year we had that comment from Ian Wallier, and he said it, even though he was like 4 weeks out, Ian said it, he was 20 weeks out. And that's kind of what I would say right now. But he kind of proved Ian and everybody else wrong, because he placed second at so many shows and he looked great. They awarded him because of his shape, in my opinion, but they probably expected him to bring better conditioning next year. So if he shows up with the same conditioning, they just might punish him for that and place him lower this year, because the judges want to see improvements. And he might be a little bit bigger and better, but he's not ready to compete. I mean, right now, he's going to get more conditioned, but last year on that stage, he was never really shredded, especially from behind. His glutes were never in. But if he is that sort of a bodybuilder that if he gets in condition from behind and gets the glutes in, he loses all the size in the back and overall the fullness, then maybe it's not worth it. Maybe the trade is not worth it, but I don't know that. I don't think he ever got conditioned. So I still want to see this guy conditioned for once to see what that looks like. From this update, I don't think he's going to be really conditioned. So, yeah, I don't think he has a chance of placing higher than Joe Pilacius. Colossus can maybe. Joan Pradells, in my opinion, no. No, even though he is freaky from the front and from the side, and he has a lot of size, a lot of wow factor, with that softness from behind, I don't think he can do much. But whatever you guys think about this guy, tell me down below in the comments. Now, another guy who is also doing this show is Patrick Moore. As far as Patrick, he's been very consistent with his failures to deliver a good peak. I think he brought it once this year at a Arnold Classic UK where he placed third. That was phenomenal, but that was only one time, and it was a fluke, really, because in the past 6-7 years, he didn't really nail the conditioning more than a couple of times, and the last couple of shows he was off. So for this TAMPA Pro, I don't see him being super conditioned. Even if he is conditioned, he doesn't have enough size to go against the likes of, in my opinion, again, of Joe Pilacius and Nick Walker. However, he believes he's going to win. Check this out.
Social media it can be good, it could be bad, and it's just a distraction. And since I've eliminated that distraction, man, I mean, it's just been, everything's just been on another level. And I am bigger. The conditioning is easily the best by far all year. This package will blow every single one of those away. And I think you guys are going to be really shocked, really surprised. And it's just a look I think everyone's been waiting for quite some time. I can tell you I'm going to win that show. Where the other guys land, man, it kind of just depends on how they show up. I think everyone's going in with that mentality that they're going to win. But I do know checking all those boxes, coming in condition, having this shape, this structure, that's a very formidable physique. But I fully expect to be the last man, standing on that stage, man, when they call for a winner.
Is there a chance of him actually accomplishing this, winning the TAMPA Pro? No, come on. You gotta be delusional to actually think this. And based on his smirk right here, I'm pretty sure he doesn't even believe it. The reason why he's saying it is probably because Joe Pilacius is saying it. And if somebody like Joe, who never won a pro show and is going against the top 3 Olympian, can say this publicly, then everybody else doing this show can say it. But if we're being realistic, if Patrick is being realistic, there is zero chance of him defeating Nick Walker. With Joe, there is maybe a slight possibility because we don't know. We never see this play out ever before in any fashion, but we've seen Patrick lose to much worse competitors than Nick Walker, so there is zero chance of him doing that, and I'm pretty sure he understands that he can't win. He's just saying this to make himself maybe more relevant, to get some attention. And, why not say it? If anybody else is saying it who's doing this show, why not him as well? But realistically, no chance. And the last guy who we got actually doing this show is Charles Griffin, coming back from his retirement and doing this show. And he's also not happy about everybody praising Joe as the potential challenger to Nick Walker. Check this out.
They're talking about this Joe guy. And I'm not a talker. I don't talk about nobody. I don't do this. I don't do that. But they're talking about this Joe guy, which hasn't done nothing yet. He hasn't done anything at all. And they were just, when I come on and it's just all about Nick and Joe, I'm like, besides Nick, I'm the most accomplished on that stage. I've done the most on that stage besides Nick.
Look, I mean, he might have won a couple of shows, and I think he did place, top 10 at Mr. Olympia at one point, and he does have a lot of muscle, great back, great density overall, but coming back from retirement, looking like this right now, I don't know how good does this actually look. Maybe it's just a bad photo, maybe he's just flat, maybe he actually ends up looking much better on that stage. He is coming back, so he might be growing into the show a little. Does he have a chance of winning or placing second? Personally, I doubt that. I mean, winning, no, absolutely not. But placing second, maybe. If this was the old Charles Griffin at his absolute best, he did beat some really notable guys before and won some shows. But based on his current look right now, I don't think he's going to do much, but he's definitely worth mentioning. I honestly hope I didn't forget about anybody notable. If I did, guys, remind me down below in the comment section. Tell me, what do you think about a Tampa Pro? Do you guys think anybody else other than Joe has a chance of pushing Nick Walker? Is Joe certainly going to play second here? Whatever you guys think, tell me down below in the comments. What do you think about Samson's conditioning right now? Also, down below, guys. Subscribe to the channel for the next video coming later today. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon, guys. All the best, and bye-bye.